Metathesiophobia is defined as the fear of change. No, not that kind of change. There we go. That kind of change. Now, a lot of people I know, and most likely don't know, are severely afraid of change, or at least to some degree, uncomfortable with the idea or action thereof. Why? Because they're too nice. What? Well, it doesn't make any sense, but I always say that. I mean, like, I always say that for everything and anything.
Debbie, listen, he dumped you, okay? Because you're too nice.
I can't believe you're way too nice to that cashier. He gave you a look, and what did you do back? You smiled at him. You smiled at the stink eye. You just don't do that to any person. You're way too nice, man. Way too nice. You gave him too much of a tip. I won't give him anything at all. You are disgusting.
Ooh, this pop doll is $7 on Amazon. Too nice, that's way too nice. One by click.
Oh, hon, you're being way too nice. Just punch him. Oh my, I'm the best thing that ever happened to you. Now punch him, you Fruit Loop. See, it's who I am, so why change? Listen, I think this fear change has partly to do with pride. Now, you can't deny that humans are incredibly prideful, especially here in America. Oh look, riots, Neil Armstrong, President Reagan, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, religious freedom, supposedly, mirror selfie, colleges and sports team, my honor horse can beat up your honor horse type of mentality. More often than not, change is a good thing. And I can even go as far as argue as change is always a good thing, because with change comes learning, and we are always learning whether you realize it or not. Whenever one of you is in the wrong, and I know there will be some of you who will say,
well, wrong is a subjective term, so technically what constitutes as wrong, am I right?
And to you I say, you're a Fruit Loop. More often than not, that person does not want to admit their faults, therefore leaving change completely out of the picture, myself included sometimes. Tell me, does this scenario sound familiar to you?
Debbie, you've just got to change. Janet, I just can't. I just can't. My name isn't Janet.
You can't, or you won't. Catherine Pratt from Life with Confidence wrote an article titled 6 Reasons Why Humans Are Afraid of Change. Now, I won't go into detail because short attention spans are running very thin within all of you guys, but it was a very good read and you should definitely check that out. The link to that is in the description below, but here are my 3 favorite reasons. Number 1 is the fear of the unknown. Number 2 is we doubt ourselves and our ability. And 3, we handcuff ourselves to our stuff. So why mention it? Because there's certain truth in this. People love the monotony in their lives, as boring as that can be. The status quo is good enough, and good enough is comfortable. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, it's just not necessarily a good thing either. Why keep yourself at the mediocrity of good enough when you can do and be so much more? Yes, I know you won't always succeed, that's pretty much a given. We are human after all. No one human is successful right off the bat. They work for their success. They work for their rewards. That's what hard work is. But at least you can learn from your mistakes. And learning, believe it or not, is changing, because you're going from less dumb to slightly lesser dumb. I don't claim to be a beauty guru or a psychologist, but with these looks, watch out, Zoella. I'm coming for you. Sometimes extreme insecurities can induce change. People try to hide who they are behind certain changes. Take romp hymns, for example. Only someone who is desperate for attention would go to this extreme. Girls, crop tops on booty shorts? Why are you wearing clothes at that point? Might as well parade around town naked with tattooed on your chest, I'm basically a hooker and have zero self-respect. Tiny tangent over. Fear of what people think, aka pride, circle, can also inhibit change. Let's just use myself, for example. I've always wanted to dye my hair, and I never did, but I will one day when I get to college. Braces and retainers, they were the bomb, but I never had them. But one thing I always had were glasses. For as long as I can remember, I've always had the specs on my pecs. That made no sense. I have had many of frames in my lifetime. Only one. But they were always subtle changes, nothing drastic enough to excite notation of my face. Frankly, it's a bit upsetting. Like, glasses are a part of me. They are part of my personality. Yet nobody ever notices when I get a new pair of frames. But everybody noticed whenever I get a haircut. I couldn't care less if you noticed I got a haircut. Everyone gets a haircut. It's what humans do. Their hair grows, they get it cut. I know mine looks like a mop and a sheep had a baby. I don't need you to remind me of it.
Ivan, you got a haircut. Oh, it looks so good. Are you saying I was ugly before?
All I ask is for you to just notice whenever I get new frames.
What we do here is go back.
Now I've had these for 3 weeks now and nobody has noticed I got new glasses. If it weren't for the side-by-side comparison I did on Snapchat, nobody would have noticed. But you can also follow my Snapchat, it's down in the description below. But only one person did notice with these, but I drop hints and I'll continue to drop hints as much as I possibly can. The world will know I have new glasses. But yeah, everybody noticed whenever I got a haircut. Okay, I don't care if you notice I got a haircut, all right? Everyone gets haircuts. It's common. It's a common thing for humans to do, all right? I know my head looks like a mop and a sheep had a baby and spewed out my head,